Watch the stream and see if we have the sound, because we need the sound to do the streaming. And I'm going to refresh the page because it didn't start. And here's the thing. And we have audio. Yay. All right. And Dementia Radio now, and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski.
What the hell is going on this week?
We have Kurt Kurton of Kurplunk on the show. Hey, Kurt.
Hey.
And we have me and Luke on the show from the FuMP. Woo!
Woo! And from your featured song.
Yes, from my featured song. I did invite Chris and Ian on the show because they were on the song as well. I haven't heard from them, so they may pop in later or not. Who knows?
Ian says just getting dinner now, so I probably won't be on.
Ah, okay. Oh, so he replied to that email. Okay.
That group email I see.
Yes.
So.
All right. So, welcome to episode 771 of the Funny Music Podcast for Thursday, March 27th. The title of this week's episode, where's the damn chat window? There it is. The title of this week's episode is Furry Counsel, and your job is to work that into our conversations somehow. So, let's do this.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
Luke, you start talking. I'm going to go get my water because I'm getting over a migraine. It's getting better, and I'm suddenly very, very thirsty. So I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, since last week, I've been learning how to cook delicious dishes through a company called Hungry Root. Yes, Hungry Root. If you want to have meal stuff sent to your house so you can make food for yourself or for your girlfriend who's getting over surgery or both, go to hungryroot.com, enter the promo code FUMP 2025 and have the people at the company say, we have no idea what you're talking about because we don't have a promo code set up with that company. But hungryroot.com, even people like me can make food for you to eat.
Wait,
that was our big ad promo.
Sorry, I missed it. Is this a new job?
No, it's our new sponsor that they don't know about. Hungryroot.com. You can make meals.
Are you going to eat those when you're off cam?
Well, I've already eaten one of them. I got 2 left. I'm a slow eater because I'm always talking. Anyway, so
Preach it.
So I'm trying to remember what I've done in the past week. Well, my computer, it is currently at a local Best Buy at their Geek Squad, awaiting to be for them to fix the thing that was actually making the noise, not the 2 previous things that we thought were making the noise that Micro Center couldn't figure out. So, yeah, I'm just annoyed with myself because if I had just at Micro Center showed up and handed them my computer and said, computer make bad noise, you figure it out, and then let them figure it out, they might have figured it out. But the second time I brought it in, basically one of the fans or something inside would make would be noisy, make a loud noise, but it only would happen if you have the computer on for a long time, like several hours. So when I dropped it off the second time to have them fix it, the guy couldn't recreate the problem because he couldn't keep the computer on long enough for it to make the noise during the allotted time he had to potentially work on it.
Yeah.
So I just asked him to take the D drive out, and I bought like one of those little toaster things to put the D drive in so I could have that out, because I thought, okay, maybe the D drive's the problem. And then it turns out, nope, that wasn't the problem. It was the power supply at the bottom of the friggin' computer. So basically, Kalani at that point was like, that's it. Let's just go to Best Buy because she doesn't really trust the people at Micro Center anymore, which is where I bought the computer in the first place. Anyway, so I am currently without my computer, which is why I'm doing this on my phone, sitting on the couch instead of from my PC, which is over there. And hopefully I'll get it back before it's time for me to, head back to Burbank on the 1st. So anyway, Kalani, do you care if I tell them about the medical news? Okay. So, as previously reported, the good news is that Kalani's breast cancer surgery, they got the lump out, and they did a biopsy on the lymph node, and they said no cancer had spread there. So all the cancer is out. So that's the good news. The unfortunate news is that it's not the stage of cancer, it's the what's the other word?
Grade.
The grade of cancer. It's like
The receptors.
yeah. So it's like her cancer was stage 1, which means it had just started, but the grade of the cancer is pretty aggressive, which means it has the potential to work quickly. So because of the grade of the cancer, they feel it's for the best as a preventative measure to have her do chemotherapy starting in April, like around April 23rd ish, and it'll last somewhere between 3 to 5 months, and then after that, you'll have to do a month of radiation. So that sucks.
Yes,
but look on the bright side that this is a preventative chemotherapy and not a you still have cancer chemotherapy. So
that's true. Yeah. Yep, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So. But the other doctors we've gone to, the plastic surgeon and the other surgeon, like they looked at everything and everything's healing up great. It's
good.
All good, all healthy, no infections, any of that stuff. Blah, 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 blah. After looking at my plans coming up, it just kind of made the most sense for me to stick around here until April 1st, just so that she still has, because she's basically not supposed to reach her arm like above shoulder level to do anything. So. I'm still here, cooking and helping and carrying heavy things and whatever it is, a base level testosterone haver could do. So, yeah. What else interesting has happened in the past week? Anything? We went to see, I went to see Snow White. I generally liked it. So did Kalani. A lot of other people crapping on it, but whatever. I have my own opinions of things. We both liked it. And we also went for the second time to see The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. I'm very happy I was able to catch that while it was still in theaters. I know that Ian has seen it. And so at some point soon, we're going to record the next episode of my animation podcast so that I can talk with Ian about his thoughts on the film. So that I'm looking forward to doing that. And also, we just figured out that I am going to head out to WonderCon this weekend for just Sunday, because there's a panel on voice acting that I want to go to that may actually give me some practical advice. And Sunday at 4 p.m. All the best panels at conventions are on Sunday at 4 p.m.
Right. That's
your prime time slot. Yes. That's where they put the 25th anniversary panel for The Emperor's New Groove, which with director Mark Dindal's going to be there. Steve Anderson, who is one of the board artists, is going to be there, and there's a few other people. And I'm like, okay, I have to be there for this, because Emperor's New Groove is only second to Aladdin in my feature Disney animated films. It's just brilliant. So yeah. And Hubert is here. He's still having a good time. He's a good boy. That's, I think, about it for me. So what is up with you, Devo Spice?
Well, the big news in my little world is I did some filming in Brooklyn on Saturday. I was cast in a short film that's being used, I believe, as like a pitch reel to try to get investors to fund the feature-length version of this. And in it, I played a bad guy, I'm going to say. It's just like a short snippet, so it's like I don't know my full backstory, but I work for a crime lord of some kind. So me and my partner, who's basically the muscle, go and interrogate this guy. And there's pictures up on my Instagram from the shoot of me wearing a ski mask, because we filmed the entire thing with me wearing a ski mask, which was fun, except we filmed part of it outside. So we're outside the place filming this thing on a street corner in Brooklyn, and a cop rolls by, and I'm like, oh, we're going to get shot. Thankfully, no. Thankfully, he either saw the camera or didn't care. One of those two. I'm not sure which. And
you should have had a guy sitting in like one of those canvas chairs with like an old timey beret and like, one of those like megaphones, like,
Yes.
action, and like just to make it very obvious that we are doing a cinema. This is not a robbery.
I could be up there with like one of those old fashioned Tommy guns from the 1930s,
Yeah.
The only other thing going on is today we drove down to see Connor's new apartment. My wife wanted to see it, and we had a couple of packages that he had delivered here, but after he moved out. So rather than, some of them were huge, and rather than pay for shipping, we're like, well, we'll just drive down. So we drove down, spent the day with them, went out to lunch, and I got a migraine on the way back, but it seems to have gone, so better now. And that's about it, really. I got a lot coming up in the next week, but for last week, that's about it. What did you say?
Something I wanted to mention because obviously out here life is busy and crazy, and I completely forgot to record a message to send to you for the 20th anniversary episode of Manic Mondays.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah.
So I feel bad for that. I was thinking of recording a message for the coming up episode because I did have a thing I wanted to say, and it also ties into a song request that has to do with Manic Mondays. So, I don't know if you're open to that.
Yeah. If you want to do it, go ahead.
Sure.
Requests make my job easier because then I don't have to think of what to play. So,
yeah.
Speaking of things to play, did you listen to Steve Goody's new album by any chance?
No, I haven't.
There are 2 songs on there he has not posted to the FuMP. Actually, there's a handful he hasn't posted to the FuMP. There's 2 in particular I found exceedingly funny, and I'm hoping he posts at least one of them. But
this is an album that's after the Super Dork and Fangirl.
Yes,
album?
it just came out last week. It's called The Guy You Eventually Have Heard Of or something like that. Let me look at it. I cannot remember the name.
He works fast.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's a play on Prince. It's the artist known as the guy you've eventually heard of, or
the artist eventually known as somebody you've heard of is the name of the album. It's available at stevegoody.bandcamp.com. Pay close attention to track number 3 because I was laughing my ass off when I heard that one. So I don't want to spoil it on the podcast because it's one of those songs where the title kind of gives away what it is, but just listen to it. And with Chuck's artwork on the cover, yes.
The other day I was going through my list of albums that came out in 2023 or tracks that came out so I can finish, continue working on my, what I call my mixtaping project and looking for CDs that I hadn't bought yet. And I discovered that somewhere amongst all the conventions I've done the past few years, MarsCon and FuMPFest with Steve, I neglected to pick up the soundtrack to his Weird Al Harry Potter show. So I went to his website. So Devo is getting a thing for those of you listening on the audio version of this podcast.
You mean this?
Yes, that. And one part of my brain said, well, I'm going to probably see him, fairly soon for other reasons. But then I also said, yeah, but what if I forget again? So I decided to go to his website and order the CD because basically I figured if he isn't home to ship it to me, I'll just see it to him and say, hey, I ordered your CD. Give it to me.
So yeah, that was the other thing I was doing this week is I've been making these for Steve. I was supposed to deliver them at MarsCon. I delivered about half of them at MarsCon because there was a problem there was a printing error that was entirely my fault. And then I ran out of paper because this is special paper I had to order. So I didn't have enough to redo it in time. So I've been making these. I have 10 more to cut and fold. And so hopefully I'll get these out to him tomorrow.
Cool. And then, after I ordered it, I noticed that apparently Steve's albums are now being fulfilled via the Needle Juice people. So they're just going to ship it to me. So it's like, okay, fine. Cool. As long as I get it.
Cool.
Oh, I was on a trip this past weekend and I listened on Bandcamp to the whole Stupid Cowboy Thing Volume 2. And gotta say, I love I think it was How to Speak Shoebox.
Yeah. Hi, damn it.
Oh, damn it.
And there was another one with it was like people at a baseball game or something, and you had like the old
Angels in the Outhouse.
That was the nanny.
Angels in the Outhouse. Yeah, the yeah, that was like Shoebox's 9-minute epic sketch. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great character too. Those were my two favorite pieces. So I have to brag on that. So if you haven't listened to Stupid Cowboy Thing Volume 2.
Have you heard Volume 1?
No, I need to go do that.
You should do that. I'm trying.
And
Furry
there's
Counsel.
also,
I'll do that.
Apparently baconnipples.com is down. I'll have to fix that.
So yeah, there's our first album, Procrastinators of the Apocalypse. Then there's Stupid Cowboy Thing Volume 1 Additional Squid,
No,
and
Volume
Stupid
1 is Grandmother. Volume 2 is Additional Squid.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. Okay.
I'm looking at it.
Oh. All I know is I remember the power being out at my house, but we were like kind of up against a deadline, and it was at night, and I had like some kind of light on, and I was at a table like with Post-it notes trying to figure out what a good, order would be that would make a good balance between the sketches of like who wrote what, so that it wasn't like, all wonky. And I submitted it to you, and then you just rearranged everything and threw all of my sketches on the third album that everybody hates. So,
did I?
Yes, you did.
I don't think it was quite so flippant. If I did, I don't remember the thought process of putting this stuff out.
I remember that you said that in your thought process, you didn't take into account who had written what. You were just doing whatever.
That's true.
Felt like the right whatever. And whatever the right whatever was, all these things Luke wrote, let's just put it on the third album. And then we'll send the third album out to reviewers to review, and then everyone will hate it with crappy reviews.
By the third album, you meant Stupid Cowboy Thing Volume 2. I thought you meant the bonus album.
No.
Okay. Yeah, this one has one of my all-time favorite sketches, which is Let's Do Improv. So I mean, I love that. That one kills me every time.
I get to go full Daffy Duck in that, where I just lose my mind and get angry. So anyway, we should probably move on with the show.
Oh, hey, look, my old boss is calling me, and no, I'm not answering it live on the show. Sorry, Dave. I did what you wanted me to do an hour ago. Go away.
Answer it and ask him for a lasagna recipe.
Oh, speaking of womp womp, my friend I saw on the trip that I was listening to the Stupid Cowboy Thing album went up there to Louisville. His Ring doorbell, apparently they have the feature to where when you approach, they can make a prefab sound. So he and his girlfriend have theirs set to wah wah.
Nice. There's a one of those gas station convenience stores in this area. It's in southern Jersey and Pennsylvania, mostly, called Wawa, and it's a really good place, but I can't drive past one without thinking wah wah, and just anyway. So Kurt, what have you been up to?
Let's see. I'm continuing promotion for the Llama song, which is the one for today, and getting ready to start pushing Little Deuce Poop, which you might have seen that come through today.
I did.
And it was really exciting to see Volume 109 come out. Love the cover. You were saying, watch for it because it's going to be like a toilety cover, and sure enough, it was.
Yeah, 30% more poop humor on Volume 109. It's kind of amazing.
I tried to count up the poop songs on there.
There's 5.
Is that an AI generated? How did you get the?
No, that's a it's a stock photo that I purchased of a toilet top-down view, and then I photoshopped in the 1 and the 9, and then added the FuMP logo to the top of it.
Okay. Because I needed a toilety shot for the Little Deuce Poop graphic, and I just had AI keep making them until it got the perfect one. So, so people can watch for that on it's already up on the YouTube channels if they want to see my beautiful AI generated artwork. But anyway, so and excitingly enough, I don't remember eating corn, and I noticed I Will Poop Again made it on Volume 109, so that's super cool.
That was just a timing thing. That wasn't anything else, because it's all the songs from January and February.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I never looked back to see if any of the other songs had made it on any other volume.
Oh yeah,
That was
they're all everything you've posted on the website is on a CD, one or the other.
Oh, everything gets accepted goes on
Yep.
one. That's cool.
Yep.
And I tried drying some strawberries today in the oven. That was interesting to try to make like my own dried fruit. And I tried that years ago with kale, and it was a total failure. And the thing I saw said 210 degrees for 3 hours. And so at the 3 hour mark, at the 2.5 hour mark, they were hot strawberries. So I was pretty mad. So I made them go 4 hours, but I left the temperature the same, even though I felt like cranking it to like 500. And then like the half that kind of didn't burn were pretty on point, but now they're all mixed in together. So I'm like, dang it. So I'm gonna have to look at it as like, blackened chicken. It's some of the blackened strawberries.
Okay, blackened strawberries.
So don't try
Sure.
it. Don't try to do your own vegetables and fruit dehydrated. Just spend $1,000 or whatever, get the dehydrator.
Yeah. If you're into that kind of thing, it's not my thing. Not my thing.
How was MarsCon?
It was awesome. It was a very awesome weekend. I was so happy to get back there after 5 years away.
Yay!
I really needed it.
Did you get any good furry counsel from any other artists while you were there?
No. Oddly, I don't remember seeing any furries, although I think there was a picture of one in the costume contest, wasn't there, Luke?
Yes, but technically you could sort of consider Meow Meme a furry.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, it isn't the full-on, character costume like they have, but it's kind of a, a furry for beginners outfit.
Yes.
I think Steve had a performance at MarsCon, didn't he?
Yep.
Okay, because he must have come from Minnesota or whatever his other concert was, like the day before or something. Because I was like, aren't you supposed to be at MarsCon? And I saw you had a show in Minnesota or something.
Yeah, he left. When did he leave? Saturday night, I think.
Yeah. He had some place to get to. Stephanie called me and said that a mutual friend of ours is hosting a house concert for him up in the Twin Cities soon. So
He'll be back. Okay.
I mean, I'd say who it is on the air, but I don't want to turn it into a situation where people are trying to figure out who it is and get to their house and yada yada yada. It's like I'll let them invite who they want to invite. But it was cool to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, I tried to go to that John Trentez multi-artist thing at the Bluebird, and there were no tickets. It basically just said show up and you'll have a food and drink minimum spend. And I double-checked the website right before I was going to take off, and it said sold out. And I'm like, how could it be sold out? So I didn't get to go.
No, that sucks. I've never been to the Bluebird, so I don't know how it works down there. You have to take it up with Steve.
Very small. Very small. But I'm like, if it's some kind of a thing where it can sell out, let me at least pre-register, and then I swear I'll buy $12 worth of food and drink or whatever. So I don't know how it's sold out if it's no tickets.
All right, so you posted a song. Give us a quick intro to the song, and we will give it a listen.
So yes, this is one of my favorite songs in the record for sure. I love watching YouTube videos of llamas acting up, and I got spit on by one as a kid at the state fair, and while I was on the ground from being knocked down and being startled, and I noticed signs and then stood back up and saw up high also that warned watch out Llama Spits, and so completely not helpful placement. So my suspicion is the setup folks, the state farm hands or whatever, posted them like that so they could get their jollies watching fair patrons get spat on.
Probably.
But I chose when I was choosing song titles for the album, I thought that's definitely a song. So it's kind of a sneaky jazz thing. I wanted to do like a Manhattan Transfer kind of thing, and my guy who programmed on this one freaking loved the chord progression. I was like, well, it's Manhattan Transfer chord progression, so I can't take any praise for that at all. So, so it kind of weaves together the story, people getting spit on with actual sounds of it as well, that I pulled from YouTube videos and screaming and different things. And the video, you can see the video on YouTube, and some of those sounds ended up syncing up with the video pieces from which they were put into the song, which really made me happy to 4 spots. And
Wait
there's
a
a
minute.
dance mix.
I was gonna say I found the video for the dance mix. I didn't find the video for this one.
Let me send you the thing. I don't know why my YouTube channel doesn't like. I know some of my stuff isn't easy to find, so let's see. Let me grab that and I'll give it to you. Let's see. Here we go.
Then you give me a minute, I'll cue it up and we can actually watch it.
See. I can talk for another second. It's much more entertaining than just looking at a still or something. So.
Oh, I see it. There it is. Yeah, it's on your channel. Okay.
And let's see.
I got it.
But yeah, the dance mix is out there too, and that's also on the YouTube channel and everywhere else, I guess, since it ran through DistroKid and got distributed. So yeah.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I just got to download it. And
one of my pieces of content for this song was I was in Atlanta last May, and I noticed on the things to do on TripAdvisor there was a llama farm you could visit. So I knew this song was coming up. So I got in touch with the owner ahead of time. I said, "Can I do a little interview about llamas? I've got about like 10 questions or whatever." And she was like, "Yeah, sure." So I whittled that probably 25 minutes of stuff down to about 5.5 minutes. And so anything you could ever want to know, burning questions about llamas, that's also up on the YouTube channel. The interview with the lady at the Bamboo Tree House and Llama Farm, or whatever they call it in Atlanta. Super nice lady.
all right, I think I got it. So here is Watch Out, Llama Spits by Kurplunk.
Don't put him on the neck.
Why not?
Hang on, it's bigger than the other thing I did, so I gotta size it properly. Sorry.
That's what she said.
Oh!
We'll do it again.
I like this feeling of the spit.
Oops. There we go.
Don't put him on the neck.
Why not? I feel like this feeling of the spit.
Bypass the goats, forget the emus, leave the ostriches behind. Have I got something for you? You'll find them down at the fair, perhaps on a farm, and at the petting zoo, after treats but plotting hard. Granny got it right in the face, so did the kids running amok all over the place. Beware, no one's safe, wise up, get a clue, 'cause llamas are always down to spit on you. Brown, white, tan or gray, yeah, sure, buddy, they'll come out to play. But hey, they just wanna spit in your face. Those conniving llamas hope they don't give chase. You're only trying to be nice. Pet 'em, love on 'em, maybe give 'em some ice. Oh, there's signage posted, but it's too high and low to see. Watch out, Llama Spits. Indeed, I warned you, pal, you better back up. They don't do selfies well or like kissy faces, but wear some eye protection, heck, use a face shield. Forget pandemics, the llama threat's real. There'll be teens knocked on their bum, with shavings on their pants, laughs and stares from their chums. I say these critters just don't play. Where there's llamas, there'll always be someone running, screaming away.
Look at his mouth. He's like doing stuff.
Someone running, screaming away.
Just let it have it, or it's gonna fit on you again. Ew, it smells.
There's my little one here, baby.
I told you, Llama Spit. I told you. No.
Ungrateful, sneaky, goofy-faced goobers. Is it in your mouth? Brown, white, tan or gray, yeah, sure, buddy, they'll come out to play. But hey, they just wanna spit in your face. Those conniving llamas hope they don't give chase. You're only trying to be nice. Pet 'em, love on 'em, maybe give 'em some ice. Oh, there's signage posted, but it's too high and low to see. Watch out, Llama Spits. Indeed. Watch out, Llama Spits. Look out, mama. Llama Spits. World be warned. Apparently this is not common knowledge and easily forgotten. Llama Spit.
I'm gonna drive away
baby.
now. Because we're surrounded.
Why were so many people putting their faces right up against the llama as if they were trying to kiss him? Why?
Like I say in the outro, I don't think this is common knowledge. You know, people don't know that's like, you know, putting your like punching a cow in the butt. You know, something's gonna happen.
Yeah. I didn't know punching a cow in the butt was a thing either, but
Kick you.
yeah, well, I figured that, yeah. But yeah, okay. So this was inspired by a true story.
Yep.
And now it's a fetish. No.
Now it's a song.
Now it's a way of life.
Yeah. Well, while I was at the llama farm, nobody got spit on. You know, and the lady told me, she said llamas normally don't spit on people, and I thought, well, not on YouTube.
Yeah, right? you had a lot of videos in there of people getting spit on.
Cram-packed.
I mean, normally you have to go to onlyllamas.com to see that kind of hot action.
Right. Spatula City.
So were you in any of those videos? I thought I saw you at the end there.
I was in one photo because I went to, and they only had alpacas, I think, but it was a farm down like an hour south of here, and I was like, oh, gotta grab some material for the llamas video or whatever. So I had my friend take a picture or whatever, and so I was in there for a second, yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. So explain again what you did musically for this song. You said you pulled the chord progression from some other song?
Oh, so yeah, we used like a Manhattan Transfer song as a kind of a bass or whatever, and riff or whatever, and so I just kind of wrote it all to an instrumental of that song, trying to not do their their same song melody, and then my programmer, you know, loved the ref music or whatever, and we went real close to that sound because I wanted like a sneaky jazz sound because I was trying to try a lot of different styles on this record. So I was like, yeah, this is perfect for the jazz thing. There's the last single, the fifth single, is also jazz, but it's like a jazz fusion thing. So it's kind of like a pop jazz fusion thing. But this one I wanted just a straight sneaky jazz thing. So
that's cool. It sounds really good.
Thanks. Yeah, had a lot of fun with that one. But yeah, please follow and subscribe at Kurplunk Music at YouTube and Instagram, or you can go to our website, KURPLUNK, Kurplunk Music, what's the website? Kurplunk.lol will get you to all of our socials and stuff. So you can subscribe, check out all the new singles coming up, and when the album finally comes out, and let's see, yeah, behind the scenes footage, the llama farm, all that good stuff.
When are you hoping to get the album done by?
I'm going to release the whole thing like in early next year because I'm doing a weird like just singles officially leading up to official release thing, but you can hear like most of the rest of the album on YouTube only. So it's a weird hybrid thing. I think it really, I don't know, everybody should kind of do it. I think.
Is it working for you?
I think so. I mean, because you know, it's more exciting, I think, than release the entire album and then, you know, just try to release a single every 3 or 4 months and hopefully have a remix with it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just wondering because I'm always looking for new ways to market and promote my music because I suck at it. So,
it's more fun to do the music than to market your own stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I realized today, actually, that part of the reason I suck at marketing is because marketing is a specific type of planning, and I suck at planning. That's the issue. That's the root of the issue is I just suck at planning. And, yeah. Which is odd coming from a guy who runs a convention, which requires lots of planning, but that's a specific like thing with deadlines and a bunch of steps that I know need to get done by a certain time. So it's not like this nebulous market the album and people will come, you know, type thing.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. Like I've got my Friday release schedule from now till early 2026 or whatever, back from whenever the record came out last August or something. And it's like every Friday, however many 50 Fridays that is or whatever. Yeah. It's crazy.
What were you going to say,
At
Luke?
some point, I did give you my cheat sheet for MarsCon of here's everything I do for MarsCon as a way to assist you.
I remember that. I remember going through it going, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't remember what those things were, but it was actually very helpful.
There's a bunch of things that over the years I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. Okay, I'm not doing that anymore. So it's probably many of those. Remember, I used to make a T-shirt every year.
Yeah.
Remember, I used to be part of the whole opening ceremony sketch.
Oh yeah. That took a lot of time. I remember.
And all for one performance of a thing that basically it just happens there and more or less doesn't get seen again. The only exception, of course, being the FuMP Show, because I actually filmed it as a video and put it on YouTube immediately. So,
which is a masterpiece, I must say. That whole thing is just amazing. I played that for some of my old coworkers at my previous job because they were Muppets fans, and I had they were familiar with me and you and to a certain degree Shoebox and some of the other people, but I had to fill them in on a lot of the inside jokes and stuff. But they loved it, So
every so often I get this feeling like, God, I want to do another episode of that, but I don't really have a reason to to put that much effort into making a thing.
Yeah.
At least not for free. So
hey, well, maybe FuMP 110 bonus content, huh? Get working on it now. It'll be done in 2 months, maybe. No, we actually already have plans for FuMP 110. 111 there. All right. So, Kurt, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Not any more than I already said. Just go to the website, subscribe to everything, buy everything that's out there. Come to the next Kurplunk show in 3 or 4 years.
I was just going to ask you when it was, but okay, sure. Just
because I'm busy writing for the next techno record for that band right now, and that's a slow, painful process.
Okay, cool. All right, are you going to stick around, or are you taking off?
Yeah, I'll stick around a while.
All righty, let's do some news.
This is the FuMP.
Sometime later that night, this guy chokes in a sea. A slimy pest explodes from his chest. What the hell did this do me? Ain't that a Xeno? It sure as hell is a Xeno shrieking into the night. It don't want to date, it just wants to suck face, and it's on the ship looking to fight. Here comes the Xeno!
I'm sick of all my records, and every time I walk into the record store, I forget what I want to get. And then ain't nothing on TV, not a stupid thing. There ain't nothing to do except take naps and wait patiently for death. Why kids love hip-hop? Why kids love...
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
You can't trust a fart.
40.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, as we mentioned earlier, the FuMP Volume 109 is now available, featuring all the songs from January and February, 30% of which are about pooping. So we should put that on the website, now with more poop songs. Just see if that helps our numbers at all. Odds are it won't, but we'll see. It also features an interview with Insane Ian about the Logan Awards. And what we did for this one is we scripted it and tried to make it funny. And I think we did. I think it's really funny. So it's not just a regular casual conversation with me and Ian. We actually go back and forth a bit with a bit of humor and stuff. It came out really funny. I'm really happy with it. So check that out when you get a chance. I believe we mentioned this last week, but just as a reminder, my music video for Wet Ass Pussycat is now available on YouTube. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go to tiny.cc/WAPC video and check it out. And as we mentioned, last Friday, the 21st, was the 20th anniversary of my podcast, Manic Mondays. So what I did was I got greetings from a bunch of people, including Dr. Demento, threw those in the podcast, and then just ran down the history of the show. So I think it was an enjoyable episode, even if it was somewhat last minute. Because like I knew this anniversary was coming for a long time. I was just didn't have time to plan anything really. So this is what I came up with, and I think it works. There is a show coming up in New York City on April 2nd called It Gets Weird, a Weird Al tribute show taking place at 54 Below. The description says, "Get ready to get weird. We're throwing a kooky, crazy party at New York City's premier cabaret club in celebration of everyone's favorite parody artist, Weird Al Yankovic. Al will not be there, just to be clear. Tickets are available at 54below.org, and there is a $25 food and beverage minimum. It's New York City. It's pricey.
They should have Steve as a small part of that.
They should.
For one accordion song, at least. For the medley. He could do the medley.
Yeah. And the FuMP Newsletter went out the other day. If you're not on our mailing list, you can view it online at tiny.cc/FuMP0325 for March of 2025. tiny.cc/FuMP0325. Feature stories about FuMP 109, the Logan winners, FuMPfest compilation, the Best of 2024 compilation, and more. All right. Anybody got anything before
I have a question.
Go ahead.
The promo you play on this show every week for the FuMP, do you make that audio available somewhere?
I can. I did at one point. Like, I think we had a page on the website where I posted them. But yeah, I'll send it to you if you want to use it.
Yeah, because I was kind of wanting to use it during the last animation podcast, and I just, for whatever reason, it just I'm like, I'll save it for another time or whatever. But yeah, if somehow that was a thing people had access to download, it might help. It might help promote us. That thing we're trying to do.
Right. I can probably set
every
up a
2
page
months
on
you
the
make
website.
one of these to promote us, and then you don't share it with anybody.
Who else would play it? I mean, I play it here. I play it on Manic Mondays. Who else wants it? Anybody else want it? All right. Tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. Sundays online, 2 Sleeps. Mondays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. Mondays and Tuesdays online, Bill Larkin. On the 29th in New York City, New York, Carla Ulbrich. On the 3rd in Glenside, Pennsylvania, Carla Ulbrich. On the 3rd in Burbank, California, Steve Goody. On the 4th in Glassboro, New Jersey, Carla Ulbrich. On the 5th in Corning, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. And on the 5th in North Hollywood, California, Carla Ulbrich. And birthdays. Today, March 27th, is Bonnie Gordon's birthday. Happy birthday, Bonnie!
Bonnie! I saw her over the weekend, and she is doing lovely.
Yay. And coming up on the 30th, Michael William Hunter. Happy birthday. All right. Second song of the week is a track from the FuMPfest 2024 compilation album, available now at FuMPfest.com. This was recorded live at FuMPfest during the Escape from the Secret Lab presentation, where the FuMP was me, Luke, Ian, and Chris Mezzalesta were all taken capture by the members of the Consortium of Genius and had to perform for our lives and escape from the secret lab.
Is this the one where y'all had to come up with the lyrics like on the spot?
Yes.
Oh, okay, impressive.
That was the challenge. It was an instant song, he called it. So here is Escape from the Lab by the FuMP.
You can escape from New York or LA or the planet of the apes, but nobody escapes from the lab. Once they grab you, you're done. You might as well just come along for the fun and then the torturing's begun. But no, I don't want to be the victim of a fresh lobotomy and have my frontal lobe scraped out of me. I'd rather end up in a car with Kinko, but at least I stole his Pinkertonium for bingo.
When I was captured, I awoke on a table, finding all of my body parts labeled. But it turns out the operation was done, and my captors appear to have had some fun. They took out my appendix, but returned my gallbladder, and suddenly my kidney stones didn't matter. And when I asked why of these crazy physicians, they simply said God hates comedy musicians.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. I flew out to Cleveland just to have some fun when I became the captain of Dr. Milo Pinkerton. The drummer was a robot, the guitarist was weird, the keyboard girl was cute, and the bassist has a beard. Will the FuMP escape and jump free like a frog, or will we all submit and just bow to the cog?
Cog. So yeah, full disclosure, this was not made up on the spot. We did write those verses ahead of time, but like not much ahead of time. I think I wrote mine Saturday evening instead of going to the masquerade, which meant I missed your performance at the masquerade, Luke.
The masquerade was very small. It was like, whatever. It was fine. It was fine.
So yeah, but
anyway,
we didn't rehearse this, and we didn't tell each other what we were doing. And I came very close to also starting my verse with, now this is a story all about how my life got switched, turned upside down. And I don't remember why I decided not to do it, but when Luke did his verse, I was like, oh my God, that was like, that would have been embarrassing.
There's a reason we work well together.
Yeah.
I waited it until the day of to write mine because my original thought was maybe I should, if something wacky happens during the weekend, it might be worth it to mention that thing having happened in the song lyrics. But then nothing really happened that was noteworthy enough for me to do that. So I'm like, okay, I'll just, I came up with what I came up with. And I do remember going to you and to Ian to say, by the way, and the ones you came up with, do you say bow to the cog in yours? And you were both no. I'm like, okay, good. Because I didn't want to have us all do the exact same thing. So, yeah. and it was a good thing to end on, in my opinion.
Yes.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Because it's nice hearing the audience, and then eventually Dr. Pinkton also yelled cog afterwards. And I also know, when Devo Spice is put in charge of a group rap that involves both me and Ian, it's always Devo Spice begins, Ian is somewhere in the middle, Luke is the closer. That's the way it always happened.
How many times have we done that?
This song, Spider Verses. I mean, I guess it's my own fault for spam. Let the pork be pork.
Yeah.
And God, I want to think there was at least one more.
The other thing is, I don't think we talked about who was going first when we did this. We were just all up on stage, and I happened to have the microphone, so I just went first.
So, they only gave you guys one mic, so you just handed it back and forth?
Yeah, there was one mic. I played the video one when the song was playing. I handed the mic to Ian, and then he handed it to Luke.
Oh, okay.
Well, because we had 4 judges at a table. We had 4 people as the band performing. Then we had Dr. Pinkerton and other members of the COG, nearby, plus Chris. There were so many people and not nearly enough microphones.
That was the most complicated stage setup I've ever seen. It was insane, and it took an incredible amount of time to get set up for that thing. So if we ever do that again, that's going to be the type of thing where it's like we set it up Friday night to do it Saturday morning or something like that, because that was insane.
10 artists and 1 microphone.
Yeah. But the entire Escape from the Secret Lab concert was a lot of fun. It went really well. And it was a big inspiration for me for my MarsCon set, because I liked having you guys up on stage backing me up the entire time. So, and I think that worked out well. So
maybe we should follow. Maybe you and I should follow the Steve Goody method, and you and I should just go out on a series of house concerts where we just do all the songs that you and I are both on together at people's houses all across the country.
We can do that. Wildcard in the chat says that apparently the stream died 20 minutes before the end of the Escape from the Secret Lab, which I didn't know. And actually, wait a minute, because I downloaded all of the Twitch recordings. Let me see.
How is he messaging you if the stream died?
No. During FuMPFest, he says the stream died.
Oh, during FuMPFest. Okay.
Where is 2024?
We'll have a sound for that.
Secret Lab. Oh, that's sorry. This is the board recordings. I want photos.
Get your goat sound button at Amazon.com.
Secret Lab.
Fun for the whole family. You'll never get tired of pushing it. It's as good as a stress doll.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, it apparently the stream did die. I never watched the full end of the video, but I believe the Consortium of Genius YouTube channel has the full video, so you can see the end when Dr. Pinkerton gets the 16-ton weight dropped on him, which was really cool to see live. That was fun. It took us a while to scrape the blood off the stage, but it was worth it.
Oh, I wanted to say, because I haven't had a chance to listen to the entirety of the FuMPFest 2024 live album. I did kind of go through and just listen to a few tracks, just because I the ones that obviously weren't songs, I wanted to hear what it was that you had recorded. But I did listen to Sweepies, and I gotta say, I really think that should be a FuMP track too. I think Sweepies, we just nailed it. It was so good.
Yep. We can do that.
Between the same four guys. So make a note of that. Sweepies for main page of the FuMP.
Okay.
Dang it.
And where can we hear the FuMPFest record? Is it on Spotify and Bandcamp?
No, this is a fundraiser compilation that you can only get from me. You can order it from thefump.com or from fumpfest.com. It's in the store at either of those websites. But yeah, this one does not go up on streaming because it's a fundraiser. So, all right.
Yeah, I ordered it last week along with my FuMP 2023 album, and you shipped it to me with the FuMP Volume 109, so I can add it to my collection of every FuMP CD ever made.
Yep. And here's what it looks like. It's got a picture of the Cog on the front. Cog with the Cogfest logo that we came up with, and that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun revisiting that weekend, putting that together. All right, so yeah, pick up that album at fumpfest.com or thefump.com, and yeah, pick it up. It's a good album. It's fun. All right, let's do some feedback.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now? Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback. Madman on the Loose wrote, I'm happy to hear Kalani's procedure was a success and hope the treatments will prevent further complications. I wanted to record something congratulating 20 years of Manic Mondays and thanking Devo for making my Mondays suck a little less, but my daughter, whose computer I would use, is also in the process of moving out about 20 minutes away from me, closer to her work, and I didn't get a chance to do it. So, no problem, Ken. Thank you anyway. And...
Draconis alert. Draconis alert. Draconis alert.
Draconis wrote, guess you didn't see my post last week. Here's a Mario Kart 8 short for you guys. And then it's a link to the Fast and the Furious Mario parody. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't see your comment last week. It must have come in after I prepped for the show, so I didn't see it. I apologize. Over on YouTube.
Hey, log!
Oh my god, it's you, not again!
A-Log wrote, finally, now I can check out how crazy the video for WAPC can be. That reminds me I still need to get the t-shirt. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I got a whole bunch ready for sale. And also, I'm aware that Bob hired other singers and musicians to sing his parodies, Spike O'Neill being one of them, but I do recall him doing vocals alongside Spike and the others for Twisted Chipmunks, and I'm guessing Chipmunks Roasting on an Open Fire as one of the Chipmunk ripoffs. I'm unsure if that's the only thing he ever contributed vocals for, but I can still do some investigating once the mourning period ends. Thank you, A-Log. And Madman, oh god, get ready for this one. Madman on the Loose, Ken replied, you asked about my worst Super 8 experience. 2019, York, Pennsylvania, spending Sunday through Friday, and chose the Super 8 due to price. Noticed rear door that usually requires a room key had the handle removed. Took 15 minutes to get a non-smoking room since their info did not match the receipt on my phone. As I got to the second floor where my room was, I heard quote-unquote adult noises down the hall. Side note, I also heard adult noises at the Super 8 that I was at that night while I was watching my set from MarsCon. So yeah, that's a common theme here. Anyway,
one of us needs to name our next album Adult Noises. The fourth Circus So What album, Adult Noises.
Yep, let's do it. He says, on Tuesday morning, I found out she lives at the hotel and earns money with her body to support, quote, local suppliers, unquote. Also realized the bathroom floor was getting wet. Wednesday morning, while eating at the hotel, was watching TV news, and there was a report of the previous night's shooting at the hotel's third floor. The painkillers I was taking for my dislocated knee was likely why I slept through it. Even if I hadn't spent my emergency money, there was not enough time to pack, check out, and get to my event on time. That night, I discovered the bathroom water from the ceiling came from the ceiling bathroom fixture leaking from the floor above. Since then, I make sure I choose the event HQ hotel whenever possible. The emergency money was spent replacing my phone, which I dropped in the toilet. So yeah, I'm very thankful there wasn't a shooting at the hotel I was at, but yeah, that's wow. York, Pennsylvania, avoid the Super 8. Thank you, Ken. All right, that's all the feedback we got.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's song is by Amy Englehart. And
Tuesday song is not yet posted.
Although I know what Tuesday song is going to be, and I can't wait to hear it. All right. For Spotify playlist, we talked about all those Spider songs last week, and then I forgot to update the playlist. So I'm just going to do the aforementioned Spiders playlist of songs. So I will set that up tonight after the show. All right. Kurt, plug yourself one more time.
Let me see. Let's see. Kurplunk.lol. All our socials, and you can find lots of good stuff on YouTube and the singles on your favorite platform to listen to. Go, do it now. Don't get spit on by a llama. Don't put your face too near its
Don't
face.
try to kiss a llama on the lips. You're going to get spit on.
Right.
I don't get it.
They don't like kissy faces.
That's my
Song will
favorite
educate.
Kel Silverstein song. Don't try to kiss a llama on the lips.
And the FuMP is at thefump.com, and this song can be heard on the FuMPFest 2024 compilation, available at thefump.com or fumpfest.com in the store. This is the one that says COGFest. It says FuMPFest 2024, but the cover says COGFest.
Maybe
All
that
right.
could be the playlist for next Friday is animal songs.
Animal songs. I will make a note of that. All right.
I never can think of anything, and boom, there we go.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski, and look, there's Kurplunk.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Shout it to random people on the street. And be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
I love you. He's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, weird.